Yeah, good morning. It's Saturday. I think it's about November the 4th. I don't know. Lose track of days. I'm going to try to do a whole video today. I've tried a couple of times this week to film a video. And with good intentions, I start the video and film a little bit and set the camera down, and I forget to pick it up. So today I'm going to try to film a whole day and remember to get the camera out. So it's a little after 6:30 in the morning, and this is how I start my day. I'm down here at the farm shop, and I'm just going to pay a little carbon tax to Trudeau and fuel up the combine. This is something that has to be done every day. Yesterday we did about 63 or 4 acres of corn. It was really good. And that's a lot of corn. However, it takes a lot of fuel. So we got to fix that right now. And we were harvesting a farm yesterday that did a video on it last year, tiling it with Neil. And it's a farm that was a pasture. We broke it up, put it into corn. Ended up being pretty good. And I never got the camera out. I had it in the combine, but I never got it out. And what I was thinking about yesterday was when I started picking corn, I was about 15 probably, maybe less, about 15. We had a 1-row Oliver corn picker. And if you think this thing is slow, that 1-row Oliver had to be slow. Anyway, we pick 8 rows with this thing, and I know I've shown it on a video or two, but I will get it again today. I always say that and I never follow through. But anyway, this morning I'm gonna get the fuel in. What I do is I put the fuel in. While the fuel's going in, I blow the air filter out. Do that every day. Some people don't do it every day, but I do that every day. It's a special day today. We have editor Cameron is going to be home to run the grain buggy. And I texted him last night to see if he was coming, and never heard from him. Then about 8:15, he texts me, I just got out of a midterm. And I'm wondering, why would an agriculture university have midterms Friday night in corn picking season? I don't know. Anyway, that's what went on. So I'll get this thing opened up, get some fuel going in her. This is what we have. This is the outer filter on the John Deere combine. And what I do is I blow it from the inside out. Our shop's kind of crammed here today. What Jared had to do was stack all these extra chemicals up so we could get the sprayer in here where it's heated. Because we had a couple of froze mornings this week. We didn't want the sprayer to freeze. And he went to winterize it, but the place where we get our antifreeze for the sprayer, they had it on sale, and I guess all the farmers come rushing in and got it. Anyway, there wasn't any left. And Jared uses about 6 cases of RV antifreeze to winterize this sprayer. You have to make sure you get every fitting, and there's a lot of little fittings on this thing. You got to make sure she's blowing red antifreeze out every nozzle. Make sure it's winterized. And that's a big job. I think he's already got it washed. That we do. I say we. Jared does every year. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Got the air filter blew out. Still paying my carbon tax over here. Usually by the time I get the air filter blew out, a few other things done, the fuel's in. This is a very fast pump. It's a 1-inch hose. And I would love to get moved back to the field we were on before in the daylight. And what I do, I try not to take the combine through town. I'm on the edge of Dresden, as you know, and this thing takes up too much of the street, and I don't take the head off because the head's only a foot or two wider than the combine with the duals on, so you're not too much advantage taking the head off. So I've been driving around through Don Mills. It's a little bit farther, but less traffic for sure. Anyway, this is about all I get to see today. Yeah, it's something I wanted to talk about today. This corn has been sprayed with a fungicide to control disease, and I've seen very little disease in it. And we use a ground machine. We get a company called Acres Unlimited, Paul DeLonge. And if you follow Paul, he's on Twitter. And I see the other day he was rinsing his sprayers out ahead of the frost. But one thing with Paul, there's very few times that you'll see corn knocked down. And a few years ago, we had one of the ag retailers come and spray our corn, and I see every row because I'm in the picker. You can't miss it. It's right in front of you. And when it's smashed down, there's no ears on it, so you get zero yield. And with that guy that time, it would be nothing to see 400 to 800 feet be 2 rows smashed right down. I don't know whether he never looked behind or what the story was, but with Paul, you almost never see where he got off the roads. The only thing you'll see is on the headlands where he turns, and unless he had a hovercraft, or a helicopter, I guess, you can't help but do the headland. Going down the row, I don't know how he does it, but you almost never see a smashed down row. Anyway, that's just a little plug there for Acres Unlimited. Does a very, very good job. We're very happy, very pleased with that. And this is where you see it, because you can't hide. Anyway, I think fungicide is a no-brainer. It's got to be done. And if you see the yield on this stuff, it's money well spent. I did see on one field where it looked like 8 rows left when he got done, and it made a good check strip. And it's unbelievable the tar spot that was in that 8 rows of corn. He's got a big boom, so he doesn't make that many trips down the field. I don't know how big it is. It's big, and it's a high lift sprayer. I'm not even sure what kind he has now. Anyway, I know he flips his quite often. He usually, every summer, he'll have a used sprayer for sale. I'm not sure. I think he runs about 3 units. Anyway, that's just a little plug for Acres Unlimited there, Paul. You can remember me at Christmas there, Paul. Anyway, if you want to know more about that, if you go back on our videos, I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I've done at least one video riding in the sprayer, spraying corn, for sure. 1, maybe 2. Go back in my old videos and you can call and ride along with you. Well, best laid plans. We got Cameron home today. This combine broke, so we parked it, got out our spare. We have a 9570 that we use usually just for wheat and beans, but it'll do corn. We used to do all our corn with a 9570. So anyway, he's just switching it over from beans to corn, and we'll be back at her. Pays to have a spare, I guess. So after all that goings on this morning, and I didn't film a whole lot of it. There was maybe our S660's got it's got one of its internal parts has come loose, and it was throwing a little bit of corn. It was dropping down into the fan, and we couldn't figure out what the problem was, but we finally figured it out with the help of TJ. And there was a few adult words said, but not too many. Wasn't too bad. And luckily we had this spare combine, this 9570, which, like Jared says, it's like half 9X. It's got a 9X combine has two rotors. This has a rotor the size of one of theirs. So Jared calls this a X4.5. It's got half the horsepower and half the amount of rotary. So there you go. Anyway, we finally got going. It's a little after 12. And yeah, this thing, it works okay. It's a little bit smaller combine than the 660. So what we're going to do is just run maybe half a mile an hour slower. But hey, we're still cutting 8 rows. We used to do all our corn with the 95, so hey, we'll get her done. One other thing that Jared did mention, the full buzzer doesn't work on the combine. There's two ways you can know when the tank's full. Of course, the one that a lot of people use is called cab corn, when the kernels fall on the top of the cab, which isn't the plan. And what I've done is I've swung the mirror around. I think you can see that. And the window's pretty clean. When it gets full, that window will be full of corn, and I'll just stop. Not a big deal. Better than having cab corn. With the 660, you don't get cab corn. It has a folding top, and when the buzzer goes, there's still room for quite a bit of corn. And I never push it to the limit. I'm always afraid of those tarps breaking out. So anyway, there you go. This is the field. If you follow our videos at all, I land leveled this field in the spring. It was tiled this spring, and it was really rough. And I don't know if you can tell on the video, but every time we hit a tile drain, and there's one right there, the combine lunges down. Anyway, that way we know. There it goes. These tile drains, they'll be like that for just this year. We'll rip it this fall, and then it should be pretty good. We've got editor Cameron here. He's running the buggy today. Like old times. I got the 9570, which is a different one than we used to have. according to the weatherman, it's going to rain in a few minutes, so I thought I would just take a brief second and show you what I think is a wasp nest in the bush here. I'm here with editor Cameron. How are you, Cameron?
Good.
Really nice to have you home.
Yep.
Anyway, if you can see that, I'm not sure you can pick that out. I'm sure that's a wasp nest. If you can see that, looks like a football in the sticks there. I'll try to get a better picture of it, send it to Laura. Anyway, I just wanted to take a second and show you that. If that isn't what it is, give me, put a note in the comments there. I sure would like to know what it is. Well, as luck would have it, it's starting to rain, and Jared had texted me an hour ago and said, let's quit at 3 o'clock. And we just had the chain break that runs the auger in the corn head. Which really breaks my heart. So we decided it's just spitting a little bit. We decided we're gonna call it, because I don't have the parts to fix it here anyway. And we'll get it inside, get it fixed. Well, Cameron, it's about 3:30, I think, in the afternoon.
Yep.
We've broke both combines. What else can we do?
Might as well quit.
We did pick 25 acres of corn. And oh, that head's just got a chain. All it needs is a link and a chain. Not a big deal. That other combine, it just needs the chaffer. I believe it's the chaffer is off its track in there. We just got to stick it back on. That's not a big deal. Just got to crawl in the back of the combine. So that's going to about do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching. And what else, Cameron?
Should be good. Leave a comment.
Oh, don't forget to leave a comment and check the check that thumbs up in the corner. That really helps us on the video, doesn't it, Cameron?
Yeah.
Anyway, the other thing maybe I never mentioned, we don't get any advertising, do we, Cameron? No advertising. And maybe if you got ads on your videos, we're not getting any money for that. We just declined that because, well, it just wasn't worth it. And I don't like ads, and I also don't get ads on my YouTube at home. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.